Hey, what's up everyone? Today we are switching it up just a little. No regular jungle tier list this time. Instead, I'm bringing you something even better. My top 10 best junglers right now. Now, not a lot has changed since the last patch, so if you have seen my most recent tier list, don't worry, it's still super solid. The top tier champs from that list, still absolute monsters in the jungle. But today's video is all about helping you climb, especially if you're below diamond. These are the best picks you can use to dominate solo queue today. And yeah, some of them are definitely strong enough to carry you even beyond that. Quick story. Last week I coached a D4 player who was struggling to carry consistently. Fast forward to now, they have already hit masters just by maining Warwick. I keep telling you guys that champ is cracked. And there's the proof. But hey, I get it. Warwick might not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's totally fine. That's why we have got 9 more champs coming your way. Also, real quick, if you're looking to level up your jungle game, this is the perfect time to jump in. I'm offering free coaching for all new Discord members, plus paid one-on-one coaching if you really want to go deep. If you're unsure, check the feedback in the Discord. Let the reviews speak for themselves. Alright, enough talk. Let's get into the top 10 junglers you need to be playing right now. Starting off the list, yeah, you already know who it is. It's Warwick. I know I talk about him all the time, but let's be real. I can make a top jungle list without mentioning this guy when he's that good in most ranks. Now listen. Once you are in high diamond and above, you might start to fear some of his limits, and I would recommend branching out a bit. But if you are anywhere below that, Warwick is perfect. He has got insane build diversity, which means you can adapt to basically any game scenario. I have already made a full video on him. Best builds, how to carry with him, all of it for season 15. So if you are serious about climbing, definitely check those out. And hey, if there is a champ you want to see in a full build guide, let me know in the comments. I'm always reading those and taking notes for the next video. Back to Warwick though. This guy is a beast in skirmishes, has pretty solid scaling if you go with the right build, and his early game impact is actually nuts. Farming, no problem. Ganking, he's fast, he's sticky, and he punishes overextended lanes hard. Honestly, he's a jack of all trades, perfect for anyone who is new to jungle or stuck in hero hell and wants a consistent pick to climb with. Now I get it, Warwick isn't for everyone. So for our next pick, I'm going to recommend another Durgo. Yep, it's Nafiri. I actually mentioned her in a recent short about the best performing junglers this patch, and she's 100% deserves a spot on this list too. Riot tried to nerf her, so she's no longer just a stat check machine like she was before. But let's be honest, they kind of failed. She is not an auto-win champ anymore, sure, but her kit is still insane. Even though she is labeled as an assassin, most of the time you're actually building her like a bruiser with a bunch of ability haste, and the result? You're diving in, chunking carries, and still tanky enough to survive. Unkillable Doggo mode activated. She is perfect for players who want to dip into that assassin playstyle without going full glass cannon like Kha'Zix or Blue Kayn. So if you like the idea of being fast, aggressive, and slippery, but still having some durability, Nafiri is your pick. I have already dropped a quick build guide on her, but if you want a more in-depth version, just drop a comment and I will make it happen. Continuing the list with yet another 4-leg menace, we have got the deer herself, Lilia. Right now, she is arguably the best AP jungler in the game. I actually talked about this just yesterday, and the more I see her in action, the more convinced I am this champ is nuts. The key to mastering Lilia is all about spacing and preparation. Once you get a good feel for her Q range and make it a habit to keep those passive stacks up before every fight, you will turn into a serious threat, like carry your team kind of threat. If you want a detailed breakdown of how to play her, check out my VOD review where I break down how to pet efficiently, how to be a selfish jungler in a good way, and still have a high impact across the map. Because here's the thing, my dear friends, she's got it all. Surprisingly tanky, insanely fast, high DPS, and with one good ult, she can completely flip a team fight. Her ultimate had some weird issues a while back, but now it's fixed and hitting harder than ever. Nothing stopping her. Alright, speaking of champs with 4 legs, Q stacks, and crazy speed, we have got to talk about Hecarim the pony. Just like Lilia, Q stacking is super important on him, maybe even more so. And when you get it right, this champ becomes a solo carry machine. Hecarim is one of those selfish junglers that thrives when you focus on your own scaling and pathing. He's got great build diversity too. You can go bruiser, tanky, or even more assassin style burst build depending on what your team needs or what the enemy can't handle. Once you hit that mid-game power spike, if you have been farming well and stacking your Qs consistently, you will be clearing every campfire, being everywhere on the map. It's a great feeling. And here's the thing, don't overthink the early game. You don't need to be Y level active from level 3, it's okay to take your time, scale up, hit level 6 and start looking for high impact ganks with your ult. Trust me, if you play it smart early, you will be galloping through enemy teams by mid game. Now speaking of Y, she's not super popular these days and honestly she's kind of slept on. But she shouldn't be. I was watching Everlast recently, he's probably the best YOTP out there, and if you are interested in learning the champ, I highly recommend checking out his channel. The dude knows his stuff, so why am I recommending Y? Well, up until now, I have been talking about junglers who are super mobile and slippery, hard to lock down. Why? She flips the script. Her ultimate lets you guarantee lockdown, and that's a big deal, especially if you're struggling to deal with mobile champs flying around the map. Vi is also really fun to play and has great build flexibility. Just like everyone else on this list, and the best part, she can straight up decide the game with a single ult. Cast someone out of position and boom, you're there. You're ulting and you're punching them right in the face. And let's be real, someone is always out of position in low elo and that's your moment to shine. Alright, next up is someone who might not have crazy lockdown like we, but brings a ton of utility, solid clear speed and really clean ganks. It's none other than Jarvan 4. Now, it's no coincidence that he's consistently played by the rank 1 jungler in pretty much every season. He's just that reliable. And yeah, surprise surprise, he had a bug recently too, classic Riot, but that has been fixed and now the Dimension Prince is back in full force. Jarvan is more of a supportive style jungler, he's not really your 1v9 carry machine, but that's not a bad thing. If you are the type of player who likes to set your team up for success, guarantee picks, and create clean teamfight engages, he is your guy. His early skirmishing is solid, he scales decently into mid and late game and he's got one of the most iconic combos in the jungle. EQ into ult. Lock them down, let your team follow up. If you want a well-rounded jungler to help you learn the game and improve your macro, Jarvan is an excellent choice. Next up we have got another champion straight out Demacia, Xin Zhao. Now look, he doesn't really have any major weaknesses. He's kind of a jack of all trades, good at pretty much everything and maybe doesn't excel in one specific area, but don't let that fool you. Think of him like Jarvan's underrated cousin. For some reason, he always ends up in Jarvan's shadow, but here's the truth. Xin is actually even better in skirmishes. He is a true fighter. The kind of champ that thrives in chaotic fights, dives deep, and comes out swinging. Sure, landing the W consistently might take a little practice, but once you get the hang of it, totally worth it. He is also just more fun to play in my opinion. More fluid, more aggressive, and just super satisfying when you get rolling. And here's the kicker. In high ranks, he's low-key hated right now. In the right hands, Xin can completely dominate matchups, bully the enemy jungler, and leave your opponent staring at their green screen while your laners type jungle leaf in all chat. You love to see. Now, I was this close to putting Kha'Zix on this list. He's an amazing champ, don't get me wrong, a top tier 1-3 pick for sure. But here's the reality. In low ranks, people struggle with him. The build pass, the evolve choices, the itemization, it's all just too complicated for most players trying to climb. I see way too many Kha'Zix 1-tricks, hard stuck, and that's why I'm making a different call here. Instead, I'm putting Talon on the list. Now I know what you are thinking. Talon jungle is dead, his clear sucks, and he's not the menace he used to be. But let me stop you right there. You are wrong. Well, kind of. Yeah, he's not as dominant as he once was, but Talon is still an unstoppable assassin in the right hands. He's got solid build diversity, he's way easier to pilot than Kha'Zix, even though he's still got a pretty high skill ceiling, and if you're new to both champs, I promise you, you will have more success with Talon. Oh, and don't sleep on the cheese ignite strat instead of flash. It catches people off guard and gives you those early kills to snowball fast. If you are into that fast-paced, high-pressure assassin playstyle, Talon is your guy. Alright, second to last on this list, and yeah, this one might sound weird after I didn't recommend Kha'Zix, but here we are. Kayn. You're probably thinking, wait, isn't he just as complicated, if not more complicated? And you're absolutely right. But there's a good reason I'm still putting him here. Red Kayn is super solid, even with the nerfs to lethality bears. I know that's not that viable anymore, but still, he got sustained, teamfight power, and still works really well if you focus on early game fundamentals, and you should be doing that anyway, because once you master the early game, you will find success not just with Kayn, but with any jungler. Blue Kayn, on the other hand, is a great pick into the right comps. Assassin Kayn is definitely harder to play, but also way more rewarding once you figure him out. Here's the secret sauce with Kayn. Learn how to play without form. That's the hardest part. Master your early jungler clear, track the best form to take based on the enemy team comp, and once you understand your limits pre-form, you will make way better decisions post-form, and that's where the carry potential really kicks in. I personally think Red Kayn is more noob friendly, but a good Shadow Assassin Kayn is an actual nightmare. The mobility, survivability, and outplay potential are crazy. And it doesn't matter which form you go. The skill ceiling is insanely high, and you will be rewarded for putting in the time. So yeah, the stats might not say he is S tier right now, but the truth is, the only thing stopping you from climbing with Kayn is your own skill, not the champion. Finally, for the last spot on this list, we have got Nocturne. Now this was a tough choice, and yeah, I know I left out a bunch of gems, so if you agree or disagree, definitely drop your thoughts down in the comment. The reason I chose Nocturne is simple. He is consistent, and that's what I was looking for with this list. Gems that work in most metas and most ranks. Nocturne has a simple gameplay. He's easy to execute, and he can pop off in almost every match. Yes, he's technically a farming jungler, but don't let that fool you. He's still a threat early on, especially in skirmishes. And when you hit level 6, that will turn solo queue into a horror movie, especially in lower ranks where people are constantly out of position, split pushing ADCs, random mages walking alone. Yeah, Nocturne eats those. You can build him like an assassin or go bruiser. He's kind of like Kayn in that way, but without the form switching. He is just reliable and a great pick whether you're trying to escape bronze or push to diamond for the first time. So yeah, those were my top jungler recommendations for season 15. We will see how things shift with the next patch and the start of the new split, but honestly, I don't expect massive changes. These gems have been consistently good across metas. Even if they fall off a bit, they always find a way back into the meta. Whether it's a new build, a new rune setup, or just players figuring out how to make them work. Unless you are trying to climb with something super off meta, it's not the champion holding you back. It's your fundamentals. Learn them, master them, and you will climb. Some champs are easier, some are harder, but every one of these picks can help you escape elo hell and get to diamond as fast as possible. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't already. Good luck on the rift, and I will catch you all in the next one.